KDB. 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 KDB.
Looking for a super offer for Super Bowl 58? DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered. New customers can bet on the big game and turn $5 into $200 instantly in bonus bets. You can bet on the coin toss, what team is going to win, which quarterback is going to do better. That's up to you. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code VOCH, V-O-C-H, VOCH. New customers can bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 58 with code VOCH, VOCH. The crown is yours.
Beats Planet.
Come on inside and get yourself something cool to drink.
And I didn't get a chance to finish my chips before we got going. It's all right. You gotta do what you gotta do, William Skywalker Steele. What's good with you, sir?
It's not the sweetened chilies, though.
No, I just got some regular little Siete lime joints, man. They be hitting.
See, I thought that.
Yeah. What? Sweet. Fuego. But then you had a conversation, man, and we just bond on more and more things daily, man. We are purple bag boys, man. We sweet chili, anything along those lines, man. We just gotta have it, man. We have got to run that for the cardio. Hang tight, Sky, real fast. We got Big A on the phone. What's up, sir?
Oh, hey, Voch. I'm surprised you let me on. I'm surprised you let me on so early.
What's up, man? What's up, man? What's good with you, Big A? What you got for us, man?
Oh, not much. I was gonna wait to hear the rest of the show. My only thing I was gonna bring on was,
sir, this is the show.
That we kind of pigeonholed.
This is the show.
I feel like we're starting to pigeonhole ourselves a little bit on positions to look at in this draft, and I wanted to make a case a little bit for D tackle and why I feel like we should be addressing. I feel like which is why we shouldn't be scared of taking one of these top D tackles if we have a chance at them in the first 2-3 rounds.
No idea.
Sure. How about this, Big A? I love that question, and we're gonna answer it in about 5 to 10 minutes. Hang tight, big dog. Just hang tight with us. Hang tight. Boy, I just knew Big A was gonna come in and just talk about the elephant in the room.
No, of course he's not gonna do that.
I knew he was gonna call with his birth certificate. I knew he's Vacha emailed you an ID just to let you know. Being point guard about the best of the business. Steele.
Santa Claus on the ceiling.
Big Billy.
Chilling. Pinch the Grinch from being a holiday villain.
I ain't even mean to hit your button, dog. I was excited.
Hey, it's fine. Look, at least Big A, right? He's a first. This is the first time in Voch Lombardi Live history a caller's opened the show.
Hey, there you go, Big A. Big A is hosting the show with Voch and Skywalker Steele. I would tell Volume to write you a check, but it'll be a while before you get it, big dog. It'll be a while before you get it. Setting the table real fast. This is what we're doing today. We are doing phones if you want to call in, tap in with us, but we are reacting to a mock draft today. Let me see who. Okay, I know him. Connor Livesay from the 33rd team.
Oh, Connor's on 33rd team now.
I didn't know you worked with them.
I didn't either.
All right, we're gonna tear his mock draft up then. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna look at it, give it a look, and give our thoughts and commentary. This is a all 32 production today. So of course the Cowboys are a part of that. I know my audience is mostly Cowboys. So if y'all have any Cowboy talking points, of course we can talk about those and address them in our phone segments or whatever.
Oh, stay tuned for the Cowboys pick, please.
Stay tuned for the we got a character, y'all. We got a character, but hey, but this is a all 32. So look, Scott, you know something I thought about today? Listening to your show, something I just hadn't considered. I hadn't considered tapping Shaq the Vikings fan on the shoulder and asking him what he thinks about Mike Zimmer to the Cowboys. I never thought to ask him.
Yeah, we ain't heard from him in a minute.
Okay. So if anybody sees Shaq the Vikings fan, remind him, please.
Change his name a few times. It was 4th and 8. Kirk Cousins ain't shit or something like that.
Bring back Case Keenum. Yeah. So shouts out to Shaquille, the Vikings fan. If y'all run into him, then tap in with us. All right. So right now, let's get back into what Big A was talking about, and then we can check out this mock draft. It is a 2-round mock draft. I can't promise we're gonna go through all 2 of them because it's early for a lot of y'all. But we'll run that when we get there. All right. Big A, you was talking about D tackles. You said the Cowboys need D tackles. Don't you feel like we have a room of don't you think, huh?
Oh no, you can go first. Sorry.
So don't you think that currently we have like a room full of them and we just need better D tackles? Like we need our current dudes to play better, or are you saying you want to acquire new D tackles via free agency? You want to get those dudes in the draft? Like what are you thinking D tackle wise?
Well, I look at the D tackle room and I feel like first, yes, we got dudes in there, but the thing about it is that a lot of I'm just looking at this roster and the way it's constructed right now. You only got like one of those dudes past next season because Osa's in the last year of his rookie deal. Chauncey's in the last year of his rookie deal. Hankins is already a free agent. Same goes for Neville. And I don't know, maybe depending on who the new D coordinator is, you don't know what they're gonna do with Fahoko. So it's really just Mavi. So first thing for me, I feel like it shouldn't, much like how we look at the offensive line, how we need to improve the O-line with more draft, with getting younger and getting a little bit more explosive up there. If you got a chance to get a guy like Sweat or Newton or Murphy, I ain't looking past that because we don't build the D line. We don't, because we ain't got that many guys up there long term.
Yeah, that nigga. I will say this though, Big A. I'm not saying that I'm disappointed in Osa or nothing like I'm not disappointed in him, right? But he has great starts to seasons, and I kind of wish I wish he would meet the level where we want him to be or where we project him to be. You know what I'm saying? Like when we look at Osa, we want him to take these next steps and to dominate and be one of these. You know what I'm saying? And he does do that to a point. But when we get to the end of the season or whatever, it gets a little weird or whatnot. If he was that, maybe I would feel good about tackle in general. But we see Osa get moved around sometimes. Maybe Osa shouldn't be. How about this? So maybe with new coaching, right? Because sometimes I see Osa in A gap when he shouldn't be, and he'll get moved around double team sometimes, and maybe that wears him down. Maybe in some new system, maybe Osa would be only a B gap guy and Hankins would be only an A gap guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but usage matters. I know you probably tired of Neville like we all are. Mozzie's 290. So yeah, there are questions with D-line, and it just kind of sucks that we spent a first round pick on that and we still have questions about D-line. So maybe your next D tackle is either going to be a day 3 pick or it's going to be a veteran. Will Steele, did you have something on that?
Yeah, I think Osa, and it's so funny you brought him up. Tomorrow I'm doing the defensive tackles for season review. So I was studying him even more today. And I think Osa, we got to remember, for a third round pick, I think his trajectory is perfect because he's gotten better each year at something, right? And I'm with you, though. I wish that at the end of the seasons, not just him, because I noticed this in studying the D-line, our entire pass rush, our entire defensive line unit, for the most part, sans Micah, because Micah, he put together, he was better in the second half this year than he was last year. It seems to fizzle out for whatever reason. I don't know if that's teams figuring it out, teams deciding to run more towards the end of the year, offensive coordinator decide to get the ball out quicker, whatever it is. Collectively, it doesn't keep the same steam. Sure. But I'm with you, and I think, and we're talking about Mike Zimmer, I think Zimmer could have a great effect on a couple of these dudes. Chauncey, Osa being one of them as well, because now they're doing one thing. They're not doing games every other play. They decide to do these stunts up front and twists and stunts every other play. It feels like they're doing that. You can just say Osa, fire, up through the gap, A gap, fire, instead of 2 gapping, you're 1 gapping. But I feel good about Osa. I think his trajectory is where it needs to be. And I think he's going to take another step. Yeah. Maybe it ain't the big step we wanted, Voch, the all-pro step, but I do think he's a top 10 interior defensive tackle looked across respectably in the league.
And also, too, man.
3-tech, let me say that.
Also, too, about Zimmer, like Zimmer's always had like D lines, like not just one dude. He's always had like 2 to 3 to 4 guys that have always been great on his defenses or whatever. So, fantastic point by you, sir. That's all you had, Big A, before we get into this mock draft?
Yeah, that was my biggest proponent. That was my biggest proponent I had mainly. And like I said, I said it because of that. The other reason is just because I just like, okay, you look at the Niners and you look at all these. I look at the last 4 teams that were left, and the common denominator from all 4 of those teams is that they don't stop investing in their defensive and offensive lines. And I feel like with Dallas, they have a tendency. I feel like in Dallas we have this tendency of don't get me wrong, I ain't saying nothing against Osa. Osa did a great job developing, but I feel like we don't take enough chances of truly investing in that top spot unless it's an edge. Sure. And I feel like that's the reason why we've had a lot of we get a lot of lunch pail guys in the interior instead of just getting a guy who we know is bad. Right. We know he's really good. Right.
He want a motherfucker. That's what he want.
That's all he want. That's all he want. He want a motherfucker. All right, then, Big A. Appreciate you, man. We about to get into this mock draft real fast. Appreciate you. And for those of you that are on the phone, y'all don't have to dip out. Every 8 or so picks will come back and tap in with y'all. So
Clarence Hill forward start Telegram.
Yes, sir.
Big A, I'm just the way the things you're saying to me here. You like Osa, you think Mozzie can develop, but basically what you're saying is they ain't dumb. It's basically.
I swear to God, Sky, watch my hands. Sky, look at my hands. I swear to God, Sky, look at my hands. I scrolled to the bank that had that on it. I swear to God, Sky. I was about to say, so Big A, are you saying that them ain't them? That's why y'all can't miss shows. Oh, listen, Sky, let me tell you something. Sky, we be telling people you can't miss shows.
Nah, because a lot of people don't know what the hell is going on right now.
They think we just advertising. Sky, they think we just trying to get views.
They think it's a saying. It's not.
They think it's a saying, Sky. Y'all cannot. If y'all missed yesterday, you confused. Who in the chat missed yesterday? Did anybody in the chat miss? If you missed, man, come on, dog.
Yeah.
I don't want to get arrogant about our shows, guy. I don't want to get arrogant here, but boy,
we have discussions privately. I'm just saying.
You can't, man. All right. I had to put it ready, guys. Gotta go. All right, man. Let's get into it, man. Let's do about 8 or so picks. Go ahead.
Before you get into it,
yes, sir.
Big A has this amazing ability to just not give a shit about what he just smooth right past it again.
What did he say?
No, I thought for sure he would come on here and, like you said, give him his ID or something, you know. Hey, Voch, let me just tell you somebody's defensive tackles. No, we want to know about that.
You know what I'm saying? He act like yesterday didn't happen.
Yeah, he does.
Oh man, shots. Oh, chat, man. If you miss it, I hate it for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Will. Still, let's get into this mock draft.
Mock draft? Yeah, I got you. I got you covered, brother. You got yours up though too, right?
I got mine up. Just show them. Here we go.
Here we go.
Damn, dog. That was a good one, Scott. All right, man. So we're just gonna go down this mock draft, and what's important here? If you're a team in the top, and you're quarterback needy, you want to know how many other quarterback needy teams are around you. If you're a team like the Dallas Cowboys, regardless of how y'all feel about Dak Prescott and all that, we are not a quarterback needy team. So what we're looking for, just like other teams that may not need quarterback that are at the back of the draft, you're looking for as many quarterbacks to go early. You need quarterbacks to go before you, right? So you know Caleb, you know Drake May, you know Jaden Daniels are going to go early, but you want somebody to love Bo Nix from Oregon. You want somebody to love Penix from Washington. You want somebody to fall in love with these characters so that they can shoot up the board and continue to push top tier players down the board. That's what we want. That's really what we want every year. So let's get into it.
Hold on before we get into it, you know. That's how you know it's officially draft season.
Let's get into it, man. So I don't think the Bears are going to stay at this pick. I think first and foremost, Caleb Williams is a dude. But there's a lot of questions about Caleb Williams, right? I'm not sure of the reports that I hear, right? And you know, we always hear the report, hey, Caleb don't want to go to the Bears. He's going to pull an Eli Manning. He's going to do XYZ. There are questions, and look, not even from me, because I don't know him. I never interviewed him, not once. But there are questions about his toughness, about his mental toughness and things like that. And this ain't me, you know, saying that a player can't go cry to his mama after the game. I have been in playoff games.
That's goofy, man.
I have sat in my mama car crying many times after playoff games. It is what it is, you know. Anybody that's ever competed for anything, you know, will still play football and basketball. You understand,
man.
Like.
And I'm emotional, so I've 100% shed tears about my sport before, plenty of time.
Definitely, but if you just watch the film, if you just look at the play, if you look at what he does, I don't have Caleb Williams film ready for y'all, but later in the draft season, I'll hold y'all down. Dude's a dude. Dude is a dude, Sky. He's so rich. So me and you had this conversation, Sky. I love to include people on what me and you talk about, right? We always talk about, hey, you know, if the quarterback situation in Dallas don't work out and whatever. If we were to have another quarterback, we don't just want one of the, he reads good quarterbacks. We don't want, just the, he makes the throws on time guys, right? We don't want them. If we was to get the next quarterback we want, and it may not be this way, Scott, the next quarterback we want a mother, you know what I'm saying? We was watching Stafford. We was watching Josh Allen. We was watching Pat, and I got jealous. I was like, man, look, if Dak don't work, I want one of them characters. And it ain't but 5 or 6 of them. But if Caleb one of them, Sky. Caleb one of them, the ball come off his hand like that. He improvises like that. He throws from different platforms like that. He can run around and run people over like that. So part of me feels like Sky, that the first overall pick is a weird situation to be in, because if you feel like Justin Fields is a franchise quarterback already, how much more franchisey you want? You know, how much more franchisey you want? You know what I'm saying? I think the one. Go ahead.
The question comes: Can Caleb Williams overcome the Bears?
So Sky,
right?
This is going to be a point that I'm constantly echoing throughout this whole draft season. If I'm going to go to a different show and people ask me this is what I'm going to do. When the Bears are trash, yeah, come on, Special K. Come on, Special K. Look, when the Sky, focus. When the Bears are trash, right? Justin Fields just went to work. You know what I'm saying? Justin Fields showed up. He continued to lead and all that. He continued to play, and he continued to try his best to navigate through this trash offense. The Bears offense was trash, and all Justin Fields did was show up and go to work. Yeah. If you have questions about Caleb Williams' mentals, and you the Bears and you rebuilding, any team that's rebuilding, you maybe have questions about him being able to deal with being with a bad franchise, right? So is it Justin Fields, trade back, get some picks, give him Marvin Harrison, give him a defender, whatever, or do you take the stud that's amongst all the other studs, the Pats, the Allens, the Matt Staffords, and all those guys? Do you take the super stud and just roll your chances?
I think you have to take Caleb.
Yeah,
I think you have to take Caleb, and you have to have a savvy front office to move Justin Fields. Mm-hmm. And this isn't like because I'm down on Justin Fields. I'm not even saying I'm high on Justin Fields. I think he's kind of in like an incomplete type of situation. Sure. I will say this: they got Shane Waldron in there, and I don't know if you remember during the season when we played the Seahawks. I was speaking very highly of Shane Waldron. He has a pretty solid system, and kind of reminds me of the Cardinals. He's not a Shanahan tree type of guy, sure. But that coordinator in Arizona, Shane Waldron. These guys kind of do similar type things, and I really wish he was there a year prior for Justin Fields, because then maybe they're not even having this conversation. But we talk about specimens, man. You got to pull that trigger on. You got the opportunity to take a specimen. You take the specimen, and then you say, "Hey, can I get a second? Can I pull a what's the cat from Arizona that won for Rosen? You know, they traded Josh Rosen the next year."
Rosen,
he's not a specimen, but they got a second round pick for him. Can I get the 2 and a 3 for Justin Fields, and I just eat the first round pick? So yeah, I take him. That's me.
I actually think Fields is good though. I
like him too, bro. I think he's incomplete though.
Yeah. But and this is my whole thing about quarterback, right? Who's this coach? Who is this coach? Because they got coaches that can make.
Also, Waldron is from. Well, there you go. Waldron's from the Shanahan tree. He's from the Rams, so perfect.
There you go. So there are coaches that can make Jalen Hurts look good. You know what I'm saying? This ain't me shooting at Jalen Hurts. This is just real talk. This is just real life. That as down as people were on Tua can lead the league or he can be top 5 in the league in passing and all this if the coaching is proper. So maybe the Bears can get a king's ransom from Justin Fields. Can the Bears get a bigger ransom for the first overall pick? I think they got questions. They definitely can. Yeah. So hey, in this first overall, you have Caleb Williams going to the Bears. We don't know what it's going to end up being, but we'll see. We got Dan Quinn, goofy ass, taking Drake May. Drake isn't a specimen like the rest of them, but hey, he's a quarterback that they seem to like. We'll see. Shouts out to the Washington Football Wizards. I think they got a lot of work to do. But the one thing I will say about the Wizards is that they have a wide receiver core that's pretty good for a new quarterback to come in. They just need some offensive line help. Shouts out to him. I like Jaden Daniels. Allow me to watch more film on Jaden Daniels before I have a concrete opinion on how I think Jaden Daniels is going to be in the pros. There's no question that Jaden Daniels is a fantastic college quarterback, but pros is a whole nother animal. And so let me break down that film before I get into it. But hey, he's a Patriot, and Gerard Mayo, brand new head coach over there in Boston. Boy, just in a foul swoop, New England got they got a black coach and a damn black quarterback and a foul swoop, boy. Hey, Boston has
overnight,
sir. Change, man. But hey, shouts out to Mayo, shouts out to Daniels, man. That'll be their combo for the go. And the Arizona Cardinals will draft Marvin Harrison to catch passes from Kyler Murray. Now, I thought Kyler Murray was gonna be hot seating for a little bit, but apparently they're believing in Kyler Murray. Jonathan Gannon wants to come in and do things on defense or whatever. They want to keep Kyler Murray, who in which Kyler Murray does have specimen to him. He just a little bitty.
It's a good turnaround for him last year, I think.
He's just a little bitty, you know. So getting him some wide receiver help to go along with Hollywood Brown. Is Hollywood Brown still on that team? He ain't a free agent, nothing like that.
That's a good question. I know he got traded there. I don't recall an extension. So
cool. So the funny thing about the Cardinals, Scott, and you know, we watched film on them last year. So if you look at their offense, everybody little. They got four. Everybody except James Conner. Pardon me. Everybody except James Conner is little. They got small wide receivers. They got small tight ends. A couple of the offensive linemen. They're not big neither. So you got 6'4", allegedly 4'3" running Marvin Harrison. I got to see it. I think he's more of a 4'4" guy, but they say Marvin's going to run a 4'3". Adding him to your room, it's fantastic. Now, Sky, have you ever seen this character, Malik Nabers? You ever seen his film?
I did. Well, not film, just highlights, because you talked about him like months ago, or weeks. I don't know what it was, but you was like, and you funny how you set it up. Yeah, there's gonna be some people that like Malik Nabers more than like Marvin Harris, and I was like, I know Voch. Let me go look at this. And
Scott, that's how you do it. That's how you do it, man. You don't boldly say nothing. You know what I mean? But you just put it out there. You just see how many other people say something. You know what I mean? Hey, but. There's some cowards out there.
But they tags a touch in here, so that should be telling you something.
Which is interesting, right? People are afraid to say that Malik Nabers possibly could be. Got some film up there for you, Scott. Gotcha. It's funny. People are afraid to say that there's a possibility that Malik Nabers could be better than Marvin Harrison, but they tags a touch. They tags a touch. When I watch Nabers, man, and look, I've watched Marvin too. But when I watch Nabers look like he's a 4'3" running dude. Like he glides. Like it don't even look like his damn feet moving, and he's a yak guy. Sky, you know how much I love route runners, and you know how much I love yak guys. Malik Nabers one of them dudes. Plus, he run on film. It looked like he run faster than everybody else. I think his 40 may actually end up being faster than Marvin's. So. Who they got drafting Malik Nabers? The Chargers? So they're going to draft another receiver up in there. They're going to draft another receiver. Cool.
Who they replace their OC with? Because obviously Kellen's about. Oh, they got I don't know who they got. They got Jesse Menner coming for defense. Who's their OCs? I know there's some Charger fans in here.
Somebody better than Kellen, because Harbaugh ain't going for that mess.
Harbaugh ain't going for that mess.
Somebody's going to run the football. So I think the Chargers can go a lot of directions. I think honestly, man, the Chargers are a talented team that just didn't take advantage of all the talent that they had last year.
Wow.
Greg Roman? Okay.
Oh, that's underwhelming.
Hey, look, as a Cowboy fan, I'd have hated that.
Look, Greg has some good look. Lamar Jackson won an MVP under Greg Roman, so I ain't gonna shit on him too much, but
this guy, as a Cowboy fan, I would have hated that, but you know how it go. Let me hit the stop share button. Anyway, so yeah, man, Malik Nabers is one of my favorite players in this whole thing, man. I'm not saying he's better than Marvin right now. I'm not making any bold declarations right now, but he can play, Sky. Anyway. The New York Giants draft Rome Odunze, who's another stud. Sky, have you seen him?
Yes. Actually, he was one of the first wide receivers during. I don't even watch much during the season of college football, but he stood out first. Besides Marvin Harrison, but
Rome is a bad boy, Sky. So look, he runs like Jalen Hyatt. He may not be as fast, right? But he runs like Jalen Hyatt. But he's way bigger. That's the thing. He's way bigger, and he run routes. And it's funny how messy YouTube could be, because I be on the YouTube short sometime. You know what I mean? And Robert Prince worked out.
Jalen Hyatt.
Yeah. He was like, "Hey man, do what you do, man." He was like, "What's that? Run? I can run routes too." And Robert Prince was like, if you say so,
they took that week 1 and ran with it, if you remember that.
They sure did. They sure did. And look, shouts out to him. I love that. But actually, Scott, I got some Rome Odunze films. You can go ahead and pull it up if you want to. Gotcha. So take Jalen Hyatt, who ain't running routes. Oh, pardon me. I got to pull it up for you. So take Jalen Hyatt, who ain't running routes, put it in a bigger body, give it better hands, give it better balance, give it better let me see, boom, give it better, like, you know what I'm saying, like catch radius, and just give it everything better, and you have a cat like Rome Odunze. So you want to look at a guy like, you know, Penix, and why was he good? Because he had a big character that ran faster than everybody else, and he was a yak guy in his own way. You know what I'm saying? So,
Rome,
Scott,
he gives off wide receiver one energy, and Hyatt is a complimentary type. So they got Hyatt in day 2 last year, and if this were to happen, I think they have a quality young 1-2 punch. Obviously, we know you need 3, but Wan'Dale Robinson's still there, so. It's going to be about who's pulling the trigger for them, but this kid definitely can be a wide receiver 1 in this league.
So I was just about to say the Giants are in a top 10 position or whatnot, right? And they can they got draft picks to move around, Scott. Why they still rolling with Daniel Jones? Like what's the deal with that? like what's the issue? Like why?
Shouts out to our guy Authentic. I think he on the train to taking one of these quarterbacks, if I could remember correctly. But maybe they're out of position to do so. Maybe 6 is too steep to come up and get a May or Daniels or what have you. But I'd imagine if let's pretend one of those dudes slip, right? 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I would think about it, but I don't know the repercussions of moving on from Daniel Jones. They just signed. I don't know why'd you sign him to that contract? But they signed him to that contract, so maybe they stuck with it.
And Saquon is leaving, so there you go. Joe Alt is taking number 7 from the Titans there, Tennessee Titans. Scott, do you think Joe Alt is bigger than like size wise? Do you think he's bigger than Vrabel, Mike Vrabel? Like if they was next to each other, who would be bigger, Mike Vrabel or Joe?
Well, according to Diana Rossini, it probably Vrabel.
They need some offensive linemen down there in Tennessee, and I don't know.
I feel like they've been taking linemen every year for the last 2 or 3 years. Am I tripping?
It feels that way, but
I mean, if you need it, you need it. I guess, yeah.
How about this? Let's go look. Let's go. Our lads, Titans. Trust me, Scott, I will not be here long. Let's see. They Chris Hubbard, don't remember him. Daniel Driscoll, don't remember.
They didn't take one last year?
They drafted Skoronski, but Skoronski wasn't good to me. So it's like they did. And they got my boy Nick, little brother. Nicholas.
They got Nick, little brother, yeah. Petit Frere.
Petit Frere, yeah. Little brother.
In 2021, they took Dylan Radzins, 2nd round.
They got Dylan
and Isaiah Wilson in 2020. These fools just keep missing.
They take O-line every year. Andre Dillon on the bench. They got dudes, but
they miss bro. They missing.
They missing on linemen, yeah.
See, they the inverse of the Cowboys.
So go to the write-up for Titans Joe Alt to see if Connor mentioned the Titans constantly missing. There's not much to explain here. Joe Alt is the draft's best lineman, and Tennessee is in desperate need of franchise left tackle. Alt checks all the trade boxes on the list, and he fills a big position of need for the Titans.
Yo, who's responsible for player personnel like college? Because tell them to stop picking linemen.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
basically, yeah. Now, this is where I will slightly disagree with Connor. Slightly. I think there's going to be a big fight amongst offensive line people about who the best offensive lineman is in this draft. There are many guys. We got our Penn State guy, Olu Fashino. We got our Oregon State guy, Talisi Fuaga. And then Joe Alt is also in the fight. But then there's the dudes that feel like they can fix guys, right? So then they got Mims from Georgia, who's a big raw traits guy. And one thing I like to do, Scott, is I look for common opponents. And one common opponent from all those guys is he's a pass rusher from Ohio State, went back to school, number 44. He's an Islander kid, so pardon me, but his name is JT Tuimoloau.
JTT.
JT Tuimoloau. So he went against all these guys, and he had reps beating the hell out of Joe Alt, and beating the hell out of Olu Fashino, and beating the hell out of all these people, except Armarius Mims. Armarius Mims put hands on JT Tuimoloau.
And where they have him going in this mock draft,
So JT is going back to he's going back to Ohio State.
No, I meant Mims. I'm sorry.
Mims?
Yeah.
Mims.
And I know where he's at. I'm just saying it's interesting where they have him going. But I feel like this is every year, no, in regards to who people believe is the best lineman in the draft. And every year for me, I'm like, hey, just let one of them fall to Dallas because they don't miss.
The last year that was like this was Andrew Thomas and Wirfs and Wills and all those guys in the same draft. Like that's the last time offensive line was heavy like this.
And what's the name was pretty interesting too though.
Panay
Slater.
Panay and Slater was like top. Okay, and
but that was just two of them. Oh yeah, Darisaw. Yeah, Darisaw was part of that too.
Darisaw, yeah. Cool draft.
Was the other one Charles Cross that you just said? Was he a part of
that? Charles Cross was he was with another group, but I ain't think Cross was all that good.
Yeah, I don't think many thought he was the best one, but you know, he got drafted, I think top 15.
Yeah, he was like eighth. He was like eighth
top 10
to Seattle or something. Yeah. But it was some guys better than him. I forgot, but yeah, and then we got Dallas Turner to the Falcons. Thing about Dallas Turner is he probably has the best athletic profile out of everybody, out of all the pass rushers or whatnot. But he doesn't have the nuance or whatever. So you're gonna have to ask yourself every time, chat, when you're looking at these pass rushes or just any position, right? Are you floor guy or are you ceiling guy? Are you or girl? Because we got women that watch our show. Are you natural talent person or are you nuanced fella, ma'am? So you got to figure it out for yourself. Dallas Turner is a super athlete, super bendy, super bursty, but he doesn't have a pass rush move in his arsenal, and he doesn't have a counter to save his life. So you're gonna have to teach him those things. So but if he ends up being edge number one off the board, then he's edge number one off the board. And we can go ahead and get the Bears out the way because I didn't watch Terry and Arnold, cornerback from Alabama, because I hate watching DBs and I wait till last minute to watch.
This makes sense because I saw him on Twitter say, if Arnold's not your cornerback one, you got it wrong. So, of course, he has him as the first cornerback off the board.
But Scott, shouts out to Big A. Cooper DeJean.
He in there. He top 20. I think he went top 20. Let's see.
Cooper DeJean the best cornerback in this class, Scott. But that's just me. That's just right. That's how I feel.
I mean, according to Big A, that can play, so.
Let's get Eddie.
Of all the players Big A pulled that for.
Quit it. Okay, we're gonna go 3 quick callers, then we're gonna get back into the mock draft. All right, let's get Eddie on the phone. What's up, Eddie?
What's going on, Voch and Steele? How y'all doing today?
What's good with your player? What you got for the show?
Hey, so I live in Chicago, so I get actual Chicago, not the outskirts of the boonies, actual Chicago. So I get all the media here. I do still had it right, like and I'm gonna be honest with you, the media here, I think it has the most intense media market in the NFL. All the big teams have 2 teams. Chicago has 1 team, and they're all focused on the Bears. They messed up by not firing Eberflus. They should have got rid of him and the OC, not just the OC. Because now they're just repeating what they did 3 years ago with when Steele first got here. Because if you remember, Nagy was the one who drafted him and didn't play him, didn't have an offense for him. And the next year they tore it down. And then the year after that, which is last year, that's when they got him a receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And you have half the fans here who love Fields and half the fans who want Williams. So what's going to happen is if they draft Caleb Williams here, if Fields goes to probably Atlanta and does well, they're going to start murmuring. And, I'm not too sure about Caleb Williams' mental toughness, especially in a city like Chicago. If he struggles to get off to like a 1-4 start, kid's going to be ruined. And the opposite way is if they don't draft Williams and they keep Fields here and Williams goes somewhere and starts hot, Fields is 1-4. It's a no-win situation for wherever they draft here. And I don't think the media is kind of even looking at it that way. So that's really all I got. And I think whoever the second pick is here is probably going to be a receiver.
Yeah, why wouldn't they take another receiver? That's
yeah, fair. Appreciate you, Eddie.
Before you go there, well, Eddie can go. I'm saying before you go to the next guy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it sounds like he's very familiar with that organization. Yeah, I don't get how you're sitting there with the number 1 pick, knowing you're going to take a quarterback, Voch. You don't move on from Eberflus.
Sure.
Even if you Waldron as a head coach might have made more sense because now you got an offensive guy with the young quarterback, and you draft your top quarterback, and then top 10 take another weapon or whatever, offensive lineman, whatever they need. They'll probably franchise tag Jalen Johnson, a guy the Cowboys could have franchise tag Jalen. So I don't really know why they take another corner. Yeah, man, I don't know what the Bears are doing.
My only thought about it, right, is like maybe the Bears defense ended up better than what it was when they added players or whatnot. So maybe their ideas.
Yeah, a lot of defensive guys out here though. Like defensive coordinators.
It's motherfuckers out there, yeah. But maybe their idea is that if they can get some offense to meet up with Eberflus's defense, and I don't even think we out here calling Eberflus some kind of genius or something. You know what I mean? We ain't calling him that.
No.
But maybe if the offense can meet the defense, then maybe good things can happen. I don't know. Yeah. Let's get Z, the Ravens fan. What's up, sir?
Hey, Voch, how's it going?
Cool and player. What you got for us?
I was going to say, I appreciate that you're
The conference has been locked.
trained. I remember I was on here about a week ago, and I couldn't even mention his name. But just from watching college football, I thought to myself, my God, this guy Malik Nabers looks like Jamar Chase all over again. But yes, I agree. I've been told for the past year that it's been shoved down my throat that Marvin Harrison Jr. is the best wide receiver prospect. Like you said, is more explosive. Whatever. I wanted to ask you about the top three wide receivers. Do you think it's a tier between Rome Odunze and the top two? I was just listening to your take on Rome Odunze, and you were saying that he's a player, he has good speed, and that from what I saw of him, watching him through the college football playoffs, he's what, 6'4", 210?
Something like that. Something like that, yeah.
Seems to be a good route runner. I don't know, if I just watching him, he looks like he has some 4.4 speed, something of that nature.
Yeah.
I wanted to, assuming Marvin Harrison Jr. and Malik Nabers go within the top 5 or top 6, how far down should Rome Odunze go? I think I saw Daniel Jeremiah had him as like wide receiver 2 on his big board.
Sure.
I don't get behind that.
Yeah, some people have him up there. Some people have him up there. I think regardless, he'll be like a top 10 type dude. But I tell you what, though,
I was gonna say, yeah,
I got a wide receiver that I like a little more than Rome Odunze.
Ooh,
I like Xavier Leggett, man.
Damn, I was gonna say, can I guess?
I love
I want to
Xavier.
say he's from
I'll let you.
Texas,
South Carolina, dog. South Carolina.
Oh, the 6'3", the guy
that
That
motherfucker.
That
That
I was gonna say, I've heard really good things. All I've heard of,
I think he's gonna work his way into the first
really
round.
good work ethic and everything of that nature. I haven't gotten into draft season yet. My team just got knocked out.
What's his name?
So I'm not
Z.
over that.
Z.
I'm only watching Senior Bowl thus far. I wanted to also ask you about the edge class, and from my understanding, the top 2 guys are Dallas Turner and kid out of USC. He was at the Senior Bowl. Why am I forgetting his name?
USC.
Sorry.
You okay? So you are talking about
Did I get my California schools mixed up?
Latu, UCLA. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he's really technically refined. He has a backup.
Boy, got a bag, man.
I mean, it's absurd. Yes, I only watched like 5 or so reps of him from the Senior Bowl, and every time his first pass rush move got stopped,
he has a backup plan.
Always had a counter for.
Yeah.
Yes, it's though I don't know. From what I heard, apparently he's not the best of athletes, and from all the mock drafts I've been seeing, he's going in the top 15, top 20. A player comp for him that I heard was Trey Hendrickson. I don't know how I feel about that.
No, I wouldn't call him that.
Technical, but
Trey nice though. Trey nice, but
yes.
I think Latu,
I watch him twice a year.
Sure,
the dude is really good.
Sure. Yeah, man. Latu is my edge 1, but Dallas Turner's not my edge 2. I actually like Braswell. And just for anybody listening, Dallas Turner is from Bama, but Chris Braswell is also from Alabama. So you can see both of these characters like terrorize people. But I think Chris Braswell is the better Alabama pass rusher. And go ahead.
I was gonna say, where's he being mocked? I don't think I've heard of Chris Braswell. Was he like a day 2 prospect?
No, he's a day one, and I normally don't look into mock, so I really don't know where he's being mocked right now. But we gonna find out today. Appreciate you, Z. Let me go ahead.
Go ahead, my bad.
Okay, go ahead, Scott.
Z, just a quick question, man. Would you happen to be a black man?
Yeah.
Yes, he's a black guy. Yes, I think he's a black guy.
Wow.
We have a very.
I was gonna say mixed.
We have a very ambiguous class here. It's all good. Z, man, sorry about your Ravens, dog. You looking for edge guys for your Ravens, or you looking?
I'm trying to get a receiver.
Wide receiver. All right, Z. Well, we'll.
I was gonna say I was looking at Texas Aiden Mitchell.
Yeah,
I think that's his name. He's like 6'3". Dude's got burners on him, and
Adani, Aiden, yeah, something like that. Yeah, Mitchell. Yeah, I got you, Z.
I've heard that. My bad. No. Appreciate you having me on.
You good. Call back, Z. Appreciate you. Love you.
You too.
He's looking for wide receivers out there in Baltimore. I like Zay Flowers and what he was able to do, man. He ended up being one of them dudes for him, but I guess he wants a bigger guy to complement that.
I think Baltimore fans have been asking for a prototypical wide receiver for a long time. And these Hollywood Browns and these Zay Flowers, all these little dudes, little fast, just all they do. Yeah.
I never was a fan of Bateman. I think he came out of Maryland.
Yeah. When he fast dude too. Another one of those just big and fast, but I mean, they need a complete wide receiver.
They need one of these cats we just talked about here. And let's get Mr. Amos on the phone before we move back to the mock draft. What's up, Amos?
Hey, what's up there, Voch? What's up there, Steele?
What's going on with your cool breeze? Everything?
Oh, nothing much. I was thinking about this type of scenario, in my old crazy old man head.
Yeah, you know how that goes,
If it was me, I would like to double down on one position. I like the linebacker out of Texas A&M to be drafted. I know if we want him, Cooper. I know we want him. I think we're going to have to draft him at 24 in order to get him. I think, if we draft him, I think that one of the top 3 or 4 linebackers we left over, we can go get him in a second. I know Steele likes Wilson. According to the draft, these funny, dirty little mock drafts that they have simulators. If you draft one of them, 1 or 2, you may be able to get both of them.
Sure.
So I would like to see them double down. Maybe they get Cooper and maybe Peyton, or maybe Colston, or that linebacker out of North Carolina. My next question I want to ask you, because y'all, football aficionados and want to, can tell the old man something that he can think about and he can trust. I was looking at Mike Zimmer, and I know he runs a 4-3 defense, and I was looking at some of the clips, and I never see those 3 linebackers hardly ever come off the field. So is that the case, that he really runs his base defense? He never deviates from that. It keeps all 3 linebackers on the field? Because if that is the case, I would love to have that type of guy there, because you can have Overshawn, maybe somehow he can get Clark right, but I don't know, since that pancake film keep coming out, I don't know how to keep dudes there, so but give me y'all opinion on that. And like I told you before, Steele, enjoy Coach Zimmerman. Next year he be there, wearing the hat. I think that he told his wife to look for a house. They're buying. They'll be there a while.
Hey, he actually has a house in Dallas, Amos.
It's a wrap.
Oh, maybe it's so close he can ride his bicycle there.
Yeah.
Appreciate
he has one.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Mr. Amos. Good call.
Not a problem.
Mike Zimmer, just like every other defense coordinator, they're going to be multiple. They're going to be able to do many things, and I don't think I don't think he's ever going to line up and not play nickel and not play.
I was just about to say. I think what he meant was maybe he sees more of a sound base formation. And when I say base, nickel is basically base, but more a traditional 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, like real linebackers. But yeah, there's no, you're not seeing 3 linebackers on the field more often than not anymore. That's just, we honestly, if we keep it a buck real quick, we probably can get rid of the term 3-4-4-3.
Yeah, real talk.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Teams are running 11 personnel 70% of the time now, roughly, whatever, high 60s. You're playing in nickel, right? So now it's more about complementing your nickel base with body. So if you're going to be bigger up front, faster, lighter, whatever, that's how you're going to do it. And Dan Quinn decided to be lighter and try to be faster, and it didn't work.
Yeah, man, nickel was the base and dime was nickel. like come on, Dan. Get up out of here, man. All right, man. Up next is let's get back into the mock here. The New York Jets draft Olu Fashanu.
There's a lot of the names, the crazy names in this one.
There are many Nigerian names and there are many Islander names. So we got to get right. But Olu Fashanu. I actually got film up on him, Sky.
Gotcha.
But so look, every offensive lineman, and it's funny because I mentioned earlier, I mentioned earlier, boom, that this line class was just like the class from a couple of years ago. Like everybody's gonna have something different. There's gonna be some dudes that are better run dudes. Some dudes are gonna be the balance guy, right? You know, kind of like Mario Kart. Olu is the left tackle number 74. You know, it's kind of like Mario Kart. There's your heavy guys, your fast guys, and your balance guys, right? So Olu is a guy like he's your pass rush king, but he may not be as dominant as you want him to be in the run game. And there are some other guys that are like the opposite of that. So if you're looking for the footwork guy, you're looking for the hand technique. That's what I really like about him. You'll see. Still there's a JT to him now. This is one of Olu's better reps versus him.
Yeah, punch right there.
Yes, sir. But great hands, great feet, great lateral movement. There you go, right there with the lateral movement.
You gotta slow that one down when you break him down.
Yes, sir. Heady player, deals with the gap exchange as well. Length, like he's what you're looking for. He's prototype offensive line guy. So what makes him different from Joe Alt, which is interesting that, you know, people call it consensus Joe Alt. I think there are going to be some teams that look at what Olu does and they're going to value that more because Joe Alt still is a little, I don't want to say he's raw, but he still, leans in the pass game a little bit. He's a very dominant run guy, but, you know, his hands may not always, be in the right place. He may have a balance issue every now and then. Olu Fashanu has no balance issues. He is a dancing bear. He's just not as physical. He can finish, but he doesn't finish at the rate that, Joe Alt does or as Talisi Fuaga would.
Who this seems to be his kind of down. Every time you read about him, watch him, he doesn't finish.
Yeah, he's not a nasty finisher dude, right? But hey, coaching is everything. And you really can't teach temperament, but hey, maybe it's if you install it in your culture or something, right? Because if you Olu and you the best offensive lineman at Penn State, maybe no one's trying to fix what you do. Just hey, do what you do. But if you end up in a different culture somewhere, then maybe. I like this fit with the Jets because hey, Aaron Rodgers needs you, dog.
Yeah, he does.
Aaron Rodgers, look at the hands right here, Will. Still, Aaron Rodgers needs you, bro. Aaron Rodgers needs you bad. Go ahead, Scott.
And look, don't kill me for this one, but from a pass rushing set just standpoint, gives me Tyron Smith vibes, man.
That's fair.
Very technical, strong in his pass blocking. I know the run game is a problem, but very, very. I mean, one of the former general managers said Jonathan Ogden. I'm like, that seems crazy, but Tyron Smith is also a Hall of Famer though, so I guess you can call me crazy for that. But very, very Tyron Smith-ish from a technical standpoint.
Yeah, and to your point though, right? So even more context, right? He's Tyron Smith post in the league once he became a left tackle, pass rushing in particular, because Tyron Smith,
yes,
right? Because Tyron Smith as a run blocker at USC, he was a tenacious run blocker.
Tyron Smith pre all these damn injuries was a tenacious run blocker in the league.
Look, pre-Callahan, pre-injury, dog, Tyron Smith was a specimen. He's still kind of a specimen, but that dude was ridiculous. But Fashanu.
Yeah.
Olu Fashanu. I don't even know how to say his last name, but him as a technique guy, he's already fresh out the box, ready to go. You don't have a whole bunch of teaching to do for him. So if the Jets were to acquire him to be their left tackle of the future, then shouts out to the Jets. Let me move that out the way and get right back. See now, Scott, once upon a time, I only had one screen, so I had to do all my, with my laptop. Now I got two screens, but I want four. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
it just never.
If you saw my setup, I have to use TVs, man. I got the extra long screen, and then I got TVs. There's just too much going on. I need bigger screens here, man.
It's a lot going on, man. Minnesota Vikings take Byron Murphy. He is an interior D lineman from Texas. He is the opposite of our guy Sweat, right? So Sweat is 360 rundown guy. I'm a little faster than you think. Byron is your 3-tech, first of field, hands. I can give you pass rush guy also. You know what I'm saying? So if Vikings are rebuilding defense or they're trying to take what they did on defense and add to it from last year, then shouts out to them. But I think Vikings are a candidate to trade up and try to go get a quarterback or something. So Liatu Latu lands 12th. How about this though, Scott? I got to put some Latu film up.
Yeah, please do.
I got to put some Liatu Latu film up. So how I describe Liatu Latu, that's gonna be a handful if I just keep saying it like that. And look, we talking about Caleb Williams, boy. Liatu gave him some fits. So the thing about Liatu, how I explain him is that, you know, you got some pass rushers that are like high effort dudes, or some pass rushers that are technique guys. Other guys are like super athletes. He's not a super athlete, but he's a solid athlete. Liatu is a combination of all those things. So people are gonna look at him and they're gonna talk about what he's missing and all this other little stuff. I don't think Liatu is necessarily missing very much. I think he's just a dude that he may not be like super top tier elite athletically, but everything else goes. So Liatu is number 15. Can y'all see my mouse? That's the best I can do right now. Liatu Latu gets busy, man. He gets busy, and he's also like a lengthy guy, like not super lengthy, but the length that he uses, he can use it to his advantage. Here we go, boom. All right, so number 15 right now, he's a B guy player, and he moves all over the line of scrimmage. He is let's see, smart at diagnosing running pass, stacking shed guy, works upfield, beats the hell out the right guard right here. Pop! Gets upfield and make Caleb Williams real uncomfortable. But hey, Caleb is a G. Caleb can get up out of there, but he wasn't able to escape every single time. You got him versus the right tackle right here. Whoever 71, hands, man. He got hands, Scott. That's how he wins, you know. There are so many pass rushers. I just talked about Dallas Turner as a dude that just runs down the middle of people, right? Just a guy that doesn't have pass rush moves. You would be hard to find Liatu Latu versus the right guard right here. It'll be hard to find Liatu Latu not using his hands or not setting somebody up or not having some type of counter move versus the right tackle right here. Working the hands. They even brought help. He's going to run through the running back. So just tenacious. He really tore USC to shreds. This right tackle in particular. This right tackle. He just tore dudes up, man. He just tore dudes up. So I watch him, and you know, teams suck at drafting.
My goodness, he got a bag.
Scott, teams suck at drafting, and there's going to be some teams that say, "Well, he's not the athlete we want." Right? They're going to look at his nuance, and they're going to say, "Well, he's not the athlete that we want." And then there's going to be some team that goes, "Hey, but this dude knows how to play D line."
I thought it was medicals with him.
It's definitely medicals, but it ain't like. I mean, how bad are the medicals? You know what I mean? Just show me the goddamn medicals. Here he goes versus your guy, Will Steele, Troy Fatts right here. Just working the inside, boom. Just hands, feet, spacing, leverage. He gets busy versus the right guard right here. Versus center, pardon me. Versus center, chasing down Penix. So when I watch Latu, man, he's just a dude that's made up of all of my favorite D-line things. Who we got versus the left guard, I believe? Nah, he's somewhere. Okay, cool. He's head up over 37 right here. Just playing the run, setting the edge, get back outside, settle down. Not just gonna run past people. Settle down, get right.
Man, how is he not the best edge right now in this draft?
Well, he is, Scott. He is. And look, I can show you Dallas Turner too. I got some film on him, and y'all can just kind of make that proclamation on your own. I got some Dallas Turner film also. It's just that they're just different, Scott.
Preference, I guess.
It's all preference, Scott. But when it comes down to the get down, I'm going for the nuance, dude, man. You know how I do.
Yep.
Here we go. So Chris Braswell is also going to be a first round pick. He's number 41. But right now we're looking at number 15, Dallas Turner. So when you're watching your film, look for number 15. So this is what he is, guys. This is Dallas Turner. He's run down the middle of you guy. He's run around you guy, run past you guy, but he's the super athlete. He's the, you know, he's the, I was about to say Michael Parsons prior to working on his hands, but that's how I can explain the run past you guy. Like that's what he does. And there's nothing wrong with being run past you guy. He can make a pretty good career as run past you guy, but Show me the nuance, man. What's gonna happen when you just can't run past, Tyron Smith when he hasn't practiced, you just can't run past, the best of the best.
Trent
Williams and them, you know what I'm saying? Plus, and we're Parsons fans, right? So we see Micah, we've seen Micah just try to win by running past people.
Yeah, I'm about to say he's lost to those dudes.
Yeah.
When he's not, using his counter or whatnot.
So if you don't run a 4-3, you better learn some goddamn pad rush move, boy. All right, man. Let's get back. It's 4:15, Scott. I know, man. My bad. I'm just having fun. I'm having fun here.
Good.
So here's the other wild horse, the wild card that I'm not the biggest fan of going in the first round, but the Vegas Raiders taking JJ McCarthy. Here's my thing from Michigan. If you're gonna take JJ McCarthy, you might as well keep Aiden O'Donnell. I think it's the same kind of dude. Same kind of dude here, man. I just ain't. I don't have a whole bunch great to say about JJ McCarthy right now. He's a cool player, but all right, man.
I don't get this one there.
All right, man. Tyler Guyton, who was once mocked to the Cowboys, Dane Brugler had him mocked going 24th to the Cowboys. He's now 14th to the New Orleans Saints. Now, let me look at my handy dandy notepad so I can see how many people Tyler Guyton skipped. So right here, Connor Livesay assumes that, and look, this is possible because teams suck at drafting. Connor Livesay says that Tyler Guyton will be drafted higher than Talisi Fuaga, J.C. Latham, Armarius Mims, and Jordan Morgan, and Troy Fatunu. Voch likes all those characters more than Tyler Guyton. And I ain't saying Tyler Guyton's a bad player, but are you nuanced technique guy or are you raw player guy? Tyler Guyton is a raw player guy.
Yeah.
And if you do go but Voch, Tyler Smith was a raw player guy. Sky, when we watched Tyler Smith, we saw him be a raw player guy, but he still took people off the film. We still saw Tyler Smith wildly smoking people. He exploded people. I don't see Tyler Guyton, and I've been calling him Jalen Guyton for so long. That's a whole nother dude. I don't see Tyler Guyton exploding people. I don't see him getting a bunch of penetration. He's a very tall player. He's a very up high player. He bends at the waist and not the knees. He's not perfect with his hands. If y'all watch my Senior Bowl breakdown, one-on-ones, O-line versus D-line, I will break down what he's doing with his hands, right? Just an old lesson that an O-line coach taught me. Your palms take you where your hands go, right? So if your thumbs are up and your palms are in this direction, when you block, they will be here. If you're gonna high hand, low hand, you want your palms here. You high hand or you low hand. Guyton has his palms like this sometimes. So when he blocks people, they scoop under and hands end up on backs and you get holding calls, right? So your palms take your hands where your palms take you where you want your hands to go. And Tyler Guyton has palm props. Somebody called me a palm reader on one of them comments. I thought that was hilarious. Somebody said about your palm reader. I thought that was hysterical. But Tyler Guyton could be a good player. Depends on the coaching. That's actually in my notes. Could be good. Depends on his coaches. But the Saints have missed on left tackle also. They drafted Trevor Penning a little bit ago, and he ain't been great. So it is what it is. Let me see what Connor wrote up about Tyler Guyton here. 6'7", 328 pounds, but he moves like he's a great moving dude, those guys. So Tyler Guyton is coming off a nice week at the Senior Bowl. One of the biggest questions surrounding him into Senior Bowl week was how would he fare at left tackle after playing right tackle at Oklahoma. Tyler has a few starts under his belt and is a bit raw from the technical standpoint. He's raw as hell from a technical aspect, but he possesses rare traits and shows flashes of dominance at Oklahoma and in Mobile. Voch ain't see flashes of dominance. I saw flashes of that rep is better than the last 5 that you did. But flashes of dominance is what Tyler Smith was. So if you don't think that Tyler Guyton is what Tyler Smith was, I think flashes of dominance is a little misguided. And this ain't me critiquing Connor Livesay. We just talking about his draft right now. We just talking about the player and my thoughts on him. But that's just where we at with that.
I noticed the things you said about him last week, man. A lot of players get into his chest. Don't like that from my tackles.
Yeah. So, like I said, you can be like, hey, he needs to, but if he goes to Duke Manny Weather's magical O-line school, then hey, he'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? Let's do 2 more, and then let's get back to the phones here. The Colts take Brock Bowers. I actually like that. If you have a young if you got a young quarterback in Anthony Richardson, and shouts out to Shane, man. Shane was getting it done. Shane was getting it done with Gardner Minshew, so he gets a quarterback upgrade next year, and then you give him an actual safety valve for that quarterback to go to. And Brock Bowers, nasty, yak dude, hands blocker.
Yeah, I like Brock Bowers a lot, man.
Yeah. Cold-blooded cutthroat. And then you got these Seattle Seahawks going Jared Verse. Now, in real life, Seattle Seahawks don't make great first-round picks, so I doubt they'll go Jared Verse. But if they end up going Jared Verse, that's another solid pass rush that they add to their list there. Jared Verse is a heavy-handed pass rusher. Get lost a little bit, and he sometimes he gets more caught up in the fight than getting rid of a dude and going to find the football. But coach him, right? Use his powerful hands to then get rid of people and then play the run game better. So I like Jared Verse as a player, just got a little bit of work to do with him. Let's get into the phones, and then we're going to speed up on this mock draft just a little bit, and then we'll settle down on the Cowboys pick, because I know how y'all get. Neil, what's up?
Not much, Dodge. How you doing, fam?
Everything, man. It's just draft season, and we just out here doing our thing.
Feel that.
What you got for us, Neil?
So, like, I was wondering, I know that, like, we bummed out about, like, what happened with Dallas, like, this year, but, like, moving forward to the offseason, looking at what's happening with Overshown, since he never really got a chance, but we saw, the flashes and everything in the preseason prior to him getting hurt. Do we look to, being that I'm a Carolina fan, I know Power Echols was the ACC's best linebacker, or at least one of the top 5 linebackers. So I was wondering how you felt about him.
Who?
Power Echols.
Too soon, man. I don't know who that is. Who that is? Power? What's his name? Power? I ain't never heard his name. Yeah, linebacker.
Yeah, his name is Power Echols.
Yeah, linebacker from where?
Like, if you check the film, you'll see, like, he's one of those guys. Fast dude, strong, reads plays well, but I'm not sure like how much. I wasn't sure if you had gotten a chance to look into him.
He ain't even on my list. What's his name? Power Echo from where?
From UNC.
From USC? He ain't even on my list, dog.
UNC, North Carolina.
UNC. All I know is Cedric Gray from UNC, dog. So I don't know. I don't know. Power Echoes what round they say he going?
I'm not sure. Like, that's like, being that I haven't really checked like on mock drafts and whatnot, but I've heard like being like listening to them like through the games and whatnot.
I don't even see him on the mock
draft.
Yeah, he ain't even. Yeah, that's your cousin or something. Power Echoes.
Nah.
I don't know him, dog.
Nah.
I don't know. I ain't never heard of him. He ain't on my list or nothing. You look him up. Got you.
And then like I had like watching a lot of some of the Colorado games with Talicia Fuaga or Umaga. Like, I was watching him just kind of pick children up and just move them around, and seeing what he did with against Liatu Atu, he kind of like stonewalled them. Like, they kind of moved Latu over to a different side. Like,
day 3 guys.
After testing him a couple times, they kind of like moved him around. I wasn't sure like
next year, Drake.
How you felt if he may fall to the Cowboys. Like, if that may be something we could actually do.
Fuaga?
Yeah.
Man, if Fuaga falls to the Cowboys, I'm pushing Terrence Steele off a bridge. Fuaga's nasty.
I was hoping you were gonna get to him because he's the next pick for Jacksonville.
Fuaga's
I like this guy.
Yeah. He's the best run blocker in the whole draft.
Yeah.
He's ridiculous. He's physical.
He's next. So save the breakdown. He's next.
Got you. But yeah, so if he falls to Dallas,
and if he doesn't, because like from he's all over the boards from the things that I've heard.
Shouldn't be.
Like, he can be like anywhere from top 10 to like falling towards mid-20s from what I understand. So I wasn't sure if like maybe Dallas would, if he's on the board like in the like once round 20 comes around, would it be a smart thing for Dallas to move up?
Well, Dallas ain't gonna move up, first of all, but hey, if he there, I mean, shouts out to him. And your linebacker guy, Power Echols, he's a next year dude. He's a 2025 guy.
Well, that makes sense. Why he?
Oh, got you.
Yeah. All right, Neil.
And last thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to ask you, like, if there was a possibility that Al Harris could be our next DC, if that could be the move.
Vash don't think so.
I appreciate your time, Phil.
Vash don't think so. Appreciate you, Neil. Salute.
Yeah, I don't even think they're interested in a first time DC, and I don't even think Al was interested in being a DC at this current moment.
Yeah, man. Al just kind of want to kick it with Dan, right? He just want to go roll with Dan.
He said that. He said if Dan called for him, but Al in the contract, so unless this new DC don't want him, he'll be back next year.
So there you go. He ain't going nowhere. So Talisa Fuaga, right? I don't have any all 22 film on him, but I did go to the YouTube and chat. Listen, man, Voch ain't too good to go back to YouTube, man. So y'all shouldn't either. I made my first impression doing YouTube videos. All right, so ain't nothing wrong with going back to watch some YouTube videos, man. But Talisa Fuaga, I think he actually climbed up my draft board because when you watch his film, he is like I said, the best run blocker, offensive line, the best run blocking offensive lineman in the whole draft. He's better than Joe Alt. He's better than all these guys as a run blocker. Big, physical, strong dude, powerful, move like so. So when we talk about Tyler Smith moving people off the film, Talisa does that better than Tyler Guyton does. I ain't never seen Tyler Guyton moving nobody off the film. And Fuaga's had some fights, man. Fuaga's had some fights with all these Pac-12 dudes, all these Pac-12 pass rushers coming out. He's had some fights with these dudes.
Yeah,
but
it's a good rep he had on your boy, sure, from UCLA.
I too, yeah. So then you see Fuaga go to the Senior Bowl. That's what I like about the Senior Bowl, right? You can't hide in the Senior Bowl. So if you have questions about Fuaga as a pass blocker, hey, let's put Fuaga as a pass blocker. And Fuaga, I ain't see him lose a rep, Scott. I ain't see Talisa Fuaga lose a rep as a pass rusher. So if that's the case, Fuaga should be higher on the lineman list. He should be higher up the mock draft for me. So I don't know how long Talisa's gonna be.
I want to say it's his third offensive tackle off the board. Wait, Guyton fourth. He's the fourth. I like him more than Guyton.
I like him more than Guyton too.
The thing is, can he play left? And maybe that's why. But Guyton had to show he could play left. So
sure.
But
sure.
I like Fuaga. Does he have any versatility?
I mean, he could possibly play the opposite side, but but look. So I just don't want to put him at guard because whatever. I think he's a tackle. I think he's a bona fide. His body. He's built to play tackle. Can he play guard? Sure, he could play free safety, right? But I think he's his best. He's his best playing right tackle, leading the way, hooking, setting the edge on the outside, leading on the screens. Like he's that guy for me. So
yeah, man. And look, I'm telling you, the Islanders, bro. They're these big, physical, athletic dudes.
Yeah, they coming. JC Latham, he's kind of the opposite of Fuaga in this way that Latham is also a pass rush guy. So Chad, just look at how the offensive line work is like panning out, right? You got some dudes that are great pass blockers, some dudes that are solid pass blockers but are fantastic run blockers. You got some demons that can run block but can't pass block. You got some dudes that are raw that you hope can do anything, but maybe they can't. You know what I'm saying? Like it's some great offensive linemen this year, man. This is a great time to sign up to my Patreon and you know what I'm saying, see what I say about all these guys. We're really gonna be pounding film over there. We're gonna really, put these guys out so y'all can really get the opinions and really see, what these guys are and what they do and how they differentiate themselves from the rest of them. But JC Latham is another, humongous character. He's like 350, 360, something like that. Maybe Connor got it here. 6'6", 360. Now I don't know what his combine number is gonna be, but that doesn't hinder his movement at all. I got some all 22 on him, but his he is a pass blocker. Now think about him with him being so big. If you're a big dude, I want you to play like a big dude. Like if you big, play like Fuaga plays. I do think that Latham can move people. I do think he can drive guys off the field or whatever, but he doesn't do it as consistently as Voch would like. You know what I'm saying? But let's take a look at it real quick. Boom, 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 boom. All right, JC Latham is the right tackle. He's number 65 right here. Boom. There you go, Will. Still appreciate you, my guy. So what you're gonna see from him is you're gonna see him get to landmarks. You're gonna see him strike people with his hands, and you're gonna see him move around and mirror and sit his ass down. See him sitting down on people. See him sitting down on people. And there's a another common theme that I want y'all to look for, right? Just as offensive line guys. I trust y'all as offensive line guys. I want y'all to think about knee bend, right? Think about how tall these guys are in relation to their knee bend, right? Because the first thing that they teach you in football school is low man wins. So if you're the low man, how do you get low? Do you get low by leaning, or do you get low by bending your knees, right? I like my offensive linemen to bend their knees. So if they're high, you can pretty much figure out why they're high or why they're losing reps. And we go back to Tyler Guyton. He's another guy that's high for no reason. Our guy right here, J.C. Latham from Alabama, the right tackle, he's tall.
That's exceptional knee bend.
Right, but he doesn't let his tallness get in the way of fixing his hat level. Like, not only does he have a great anchor for him to sit down, but he drops. Look, I mean, he's huge, but look at him moving his feet, though, Scott. He moves his feet. So, Scott, watch this, right? This is a great example of what I was trying to say, right? You see him, right tackle right now, 65. He comes out of his stance with patience. But when it's time to attack, you see him speed up just a tick. Watch this right tackle right now. Patience. And then he speeds up just a bit, right? Gains his control, and then we're gonna dance. And then we're gonna dance. That's nuanced pass rush shit. Take a look at his knees right now, Scott. Bend in his knees. Take a look at his elbow bend. After he strikes right here, boom, strikes, settle down. Bend them damn elbows and get powerful again. JC is a technical pass rusher. He's 360. I don't know. He moves around solid for 360, Scott. Here's one of his rare mauling people reps.
My concern in the pass department would be he's maybe too patient, right? So if he gets a speed rusher around, does he have a quick enough set to combat that? I don't see that on film, but again, that could be coached too, right?
Sure. And coaching is going to matter for a lot of these dudes, man. It's going to matter for, I love this right here though, Scott. Look, keeping his eyes up, feeling the gap exchange. He's crossing back inside. Yeah. I'm seeing it. Boom. Let me now be proactive in taking over my right guard's player, right? Stepping inside. Boom. Pardon my pixelation. Step inside. Boom. Let's just take both of them together. Heads up. Very, very headsy player. Once again, Scott, and people going to think I hate Tyler Guyton. There's just a lot of offensive linemen to like this year. I like JC.
I like him better than Guyton too. I mean, when you said something last week, I had to go back and watch Guyton more, and I'm like, I see what you're saying here. And again, ball of clay with Guyton.
Sure. And if you're gonna be raw guy, at least maul people with your bad technique. And I don't see him doing that, but I don't know. We'll keep going here. So here's our Black History. He goes, Scott, see what I see your hand on the button. There's our guy Cooper DeJean.
Okay, Coop, I see you, man.
I don't expect Cooper DeJean to be 19th overall very long. I think he's the best corner in this draft. He gets his hands on the football. He's a ball hawk character, great cover guy, great hips, great speed. Don't just think he's the white guy that we just got to put him at safety. I think that's lazy analysis, man. Let this dude go be a man cover corner and let him fly. Cowboy fans have been hearing a bunch about Jackson Powers Johnson. They've been sold.
Use that picture for Cooper DeJean.
Let me go back and see what he do. Let me move this out the way and see what he did for Cooper DeJean.
Draw. I'm vanilla, baby. I don't like the whips and chains. You can't tell me that. Yo,
relax, Scott. But I think he actually batted this ball away. Could be versus Northwestern, but. Hey man, Cooper DeJean, like let's just not put him in the same category as just, he's a white corner. He can't play. Nah, man, Cooper DeJean can indeed play. Jackson Powers Johnson. I think I've showed y'all enough film on Jackson Powers Johnson. Y'all pretty much know how he gets down. That's a good landing spot for him. Cowboy fans are shedding a small tear. Voch is shedding a big tear for Graham Barton being taken by the Miami Dolphins. He plays left tackle for Duke, but he's probably going to end up being like an interior dude somewhere. I would love him to come to my team and play center.
Yeah, this is where it gets dicey, man. A lot of these offensive linemen going off the board for me would suck for me because I'm looking for the Cowboys to take one early in the first round. But We'll get to our pick.
Moolah every day. I'll tell you what. Let me get my word call ready, Scott. I like Tyler Guyton more than Osiris Torrance. Here we go. Sorry, guys. I like Tyler Guyton.
You're not getting Voch to move off the Osiris Torrance thing.
I'm not going to. And look, y'all not going to wait until a good blocking week 15 to hit me up and be like, yo, Voch, I told you, sorry. Man, it took you 15 weeks and a replay on TV to come tell me about some damn Osiris. So get away. Get out. The Philadelphia Eagles take Keon Mitchell from Toledo. He had a fantastic Senior Bowl.
Yes,
he was the darling of Senior Bowl guys. So he's gotten a bunch of notoriety as of late. This next one is interesting, Scott. Jerson Newton, the interior defensive lineman from Illinois.
Familiar with him.
Well, Jerson Newton is some people have put him as the best defensive lineman in the class, or the best defensive tackle in the class, Scott. He's one of these penetrating upfield, not as big, but he's somehow 310, 320 or so. Let me see what he got him as 3. Okay, so he got him at 295. So, okay, so I mean, combine, we'll see. But he's a smaller defensive lineman, Scott, like the Ed Oliver types, the Collegiate Cansey types, those dudes, the little bitty dudes. But when you watch Jerson, Jerson gives you like the upfield burst. He gives you the power in his hands. He gives you the pass rush stuff. So it's interesting that he's dropped this far. When I see people talk about Jerson Newton, I see people talk about him as a top boom. There you go, Scott. I see people talk about him as a top dude. So I haven't a clue. Here we go. Bam. I haven't a clue. Jerson, he's number 4 here versus the right guard right here. I haven't a clue why Jerson Newton is so far down on this list, but we'll cross the road whenever we get there. But like I said, upfield burst, you got to take a look at him versus the right guard right here. Like I said, powerful hands, get upfield guy, and I thought he was like 310 something pounds. He just looked small, but nah, man, Jerson, Connor got him at
294 on him.
Yeah, but he looks kind of small to me. He looks kind of small. So my whole thing is, hey, if he does fall to the Cowboys, do you take a player with that kind of pedigree on him, right? Because he's a highly ranked D tackle though. But Scott, I'm sick of the small defensive tackle or the smaller defensive. I want the powerful guy. I want the bigger guy. Not necessarily trash can full of dirt type dude, but I just don't want the
small for me, sub 290, sub 295. But if you floating 305, I'm fine. Keanu Benton comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Keanu Benton was a beast coming out, and he played really well for the Steelers. But if you were around that size, 305, 310, that ain't really small to me.
Yeah, man, I just got Cowboy fan PTSD from getting pushed around and not being big enough and all that kind of little stuff. You know what I mean?
Making them lose weight and yeah, we've been here before. Crawford, we like Osa, but Osa's a small guy. We got Chauncey, move inside, add weight. We've seen this. Neville, hey, you mind losing some weight, adding some weight? Like I'm with you, man. Just get the dude that you want that person to gain weight to do. Get that guy and just tell him to do that.
Yeah, and if you want an athlete, just get a big ass athlete. Like what just give me a big athletic player. We can move on, Anyway, let's get back into the mock though, man. We are up on time.
Here we go. Cowboys draft pick.
Hit our button, Scott.
The 24th overall selection in Connor Livesay's draft. Take it away, Voch.
Kool-Aid McKinstry probably going to be a second round corner before this process is over, but it is what it is. He was a guy that was looked at as like a top 5 type of dude, but the more film comes out, sometimes these dudes drop in the draft, sometimes they climb in the draft. Now it depends. Now, hey, back to Cowboy talk, right? What's Mike Zimmer gonna? What kind of defense is he going to run? How's he going to use his corner? Mike is a man cover type coach, though, right? Right, Scott?
Who? Mike Zimmer?
Mike Zimmer.
He does some zone things, brother.
Run some zone things too. Cool. Well, Kool-Aid McKinstry.
They play man, but I'm saying he does a little more zone, I think, than we do.
Got you. Kool-Aid is a pure man guy. I don't really like him in zone coverage as much, but I do think he is a pretty solid man guy. But I think that if we just continue to watch film and just continue to go through the process, there'll be better players than him. Like the player like directly after him, Jordan Morgan from Arizona. Like I would rather take Jordan Morgan from Arizona than Kool-Aid.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I do think that cornerback is a low key something we should be looking at, just in case Gilmore doesn't come back and Trey's back from the ACL. How long is that going to take? DeRon Bland is there, but we'll see. Is Jordan Lewis like a free agent or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, there are questions at corner. I just don't know if I
think
take
mainly because of Diggs' knee, right? Like the ACL, is he going to take some time or whatever? But if Diggs is coming back healthy, you got your two guys in Diggs and Bland, and Bland he can move inside. You can draft a boundary guy. But I man, there's some linemen still on this board here, bro.
Yeah, there's some dudes here. Jordan Morgan, Troy Fats. I like both those guys more than Kool-Aid right now. I like both the linebackers better than Kool-Aid. I like a couple pass rushers. The next pass rusher that was on the board there, Braylon Trice from Washington. I like him a little bit more than Kool-Aid. Braylon is he's a power rusher, tall rusher, hands rusher. I like him a little more. I haven't seen Nate Wiggins because I don't really like cornerbacks like that. But the process will happen. I'll watch the corners, y'all. Relax. Brian Thomas, the wide receiver from LSU, goes to the Buffalo Bills. I like him a little more than Kool-Aid McKinstry right here. And it's Rakestraw, in which I heard he was a dude. So I'm not going to comment there. Darius Robinson.
He shot up.
He shot up some more. I like him, but I don't know if I like him at 30. Let me move through this a little bit. Troy Franklin from Oregon, haven't watched him. Armarius Mims went 32 to the San Francisco 49ers. I think that's solid for them. I like Armarius Mims a little more than Tyler Guyton. Let's speed through this a little bit. I actually hit y'all in the volume roundtable chat, not volume chat, the
Illuminati
roundtable Illuminati chat, Sky. And I was like, hey, get Dak one of these white receivers, man. And Ladd McConkey went out to the Senior Bowl and made himself some money, dog.
Man, listen.
I'll take him, Sky.
I haven't seen, and this is Cowboys. Last time the Cowboys had a guy like that with those type of feet was Cole Beasley.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Buddy can play, man. Buddy can play. He get his ass open. And, we always talk about, like Dak having problems, and we always look at the separation numbers, and dudes don't really get separation all the time. This dude gets separation right here, man. Like Ladd runs his routes, and he gets rid of people. I would love to have him on this squad.
So we going through the second round?
Yeah. We're just gonna kind of.
I'll let you do like the fast money type shit. Yeah.
Cool. Keon Coleman is he's a solid player, a big body receiver. I saw some people in the chat saying that we should get him. I don't think he would fit us necessarily, but he is a big body guy. But he doesn't use big body like that all the time. Like he's one of them big dudes that think he's a quicker and faster dude than what he really is.
So basketball terms, he's a 6'10" power forward that's always shooting threes in 2002.
He's Dirk.
Well, Dirk's special. Dirk is
Dirk's
special. But yeah.
Haven't watched corner here. Chris Braswell in the second round is a steal because I think he's better than Dallas Turner there. So Chris I don't think Chris falls to 36. I think he's way too good for to 36. I think he's better than Braylon Trice. TJ Tampa, in which I think it is a huge miss that he doesn't get drafted by Tampa Bay, but whatever, it is what it is. And here's the guy that Neil called about, Adonai Mitchell or whatnot. Fast running dude, solid player. I gotta watch a little more film, but we'll see. Bo Nix in the second round.
Oh wow.
You might as well keep Daniel Jones.
Why? Yeah.
I'll keep that. If you're not getting the stud, man, quit it with these halfway.
Yeah, if you're gonna play around Bo Nix here, just trade Daniel Jones and take a quarterback.
Yeah. Kamari Kitchens, I've seen him, and people kind of call him like a fast running Cam Chancellor, like he's a really good rundown guy. I'm not the type to do player comps and all that, Scott, but
now you hate safety, so.
I can't stand a safety. Tyler Nubin, haven't watched him. Michael Penix to the Vikings. I do think the Vikings do want to go quarterback at some point, Scott.
Didn't they just? Oh no! That was the Lions. Never mind.
The Vikings took ball from Texas A&M, Kellen Mond, and they cut him
a while ago. Yeah, I'm thinking of Hendon Hooker. He went to the end of the division. He went to the Lions.
He went to Detroit, yeah. You got Troy Fats went 44th overall. And Sky, we haven't seen a linebacker come off the board yet. So I think that's interesting. But Troy Fats, I like him a bunch. I like him enough to where I think he'll probably go higher than.
You know 40. What this reminds me of?
Troy Fats. Who's that?
Not as a player, just the situation. Bergeron. I could take Bergeron at 20, whatever we was last year, and Troy, and he was getting mocked in the second and thirds, and it's like. Yep. Troy Fats, I can see him being taken there in round one, and He's getting mocked in a second.
Yep. Jonah Ellis he probably got the best first step in the draft, but he's a run around in a circle guy. Hate corners. Kingsley Suamataia. Sky. The Islanders are huge, good moving people, Sky. That's just the theme of the year, man. The Islanders are just huge, good moving characters. It's just what it is, dog.
They
And
had Tonga out of BYU a few years ago, defensive tackle dude who was one of them huge Islanders that can move.
Yeah. So I mean, let me see if I got some film on
Kingsley
Suamataia.
What a first name! If you just said, what do you think this? What race do you think Kingsley is? I'd be like, oh, he's British. And then you see the last name.
Yeah. Kingsley is like 6'8" or something, Sky. You can I don't know if it's in the report, but Kingsley like 6'8", humongous. Dog. Let me move this out of the way. Bam. Man, I ain't got a whole bunch of plays because I'm still working on, and we far down in the draft at this point. But Kingsley's the right tackle. But pardon me. Yeah, Kingsley's the right tackle, 78 right here.
He's nimble.
Yeah, he's humongous. Scott, he like 6'7", 3". Combine nerd. Somebody in the chat tell me about Kingsley Suamataia right now. What's his weight and height measurables? The right tackle right here. But great moving dude, right? But he's high, right? So you can see the
head way too much for me.
You know what I'm saying? Knees aren't bending like that. But hey, he's one trip to Duke Manyweather's.
I about to say, coach that up out of him, man.
Yeah. But hey, a guy like this, man, great size, great movement, man. You can work with him. You can find some things to do with a big character like that, man. Let's keep on moving. Chop Robinson.
These names this year crazy.
This fits though, Chop Robinson, and he doesn't have any. It's funny his name is Chop, but he uses no pass rush moves neither. He's legitimately another run around the circle guy. He's going to be a polarizing character because if he goes to your team and it works out because he's the best athlete on the field, then you win. I think he can actually play some regular linebacker. But he's another run down the middle of you guys. So if he ends up not being great, then it is what it is. It's just like the Eagles taking players we love,
bro,
man. So
just come on, man.
They love to do that shit. So the Eagles at 50, because they was trash and they get the draft a little earlier than us. They get Edgerrin Cooper at 50. That sucks. And Jeremiah Trotter goes right after that. That sucks. And the fucking Eagles get Xavier Leggett right after that. That'll suck.
Wow.
But that's what they do.
Connor was trolling us, man. Connor, a Cowboy fan allegedly. He's trolling us with this one.
Yeah, Xavier Worthy, speedster from Texas. He goes to the Cleveland Browns. Tavondre Sweat, humongous dancing bear, trash can full of dirt. He goes to the Miami Dolphins right before the Cowboys.
I'll take this one here.
Zach Frazier. I like Zach Frazier. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. The one thing about Zach Frazier, I would say is that he's I wouldn't say that he's incredible at any one thing, but he's very feisty, he's very strong, and he's very tenacious. And you gotta love strong, tenacious players. I got a little bit of film. I didn't have Kool-Aid film for my Cowboy fans here, but I got a little Zach Frazier film. Boy, Scott, we going above and beyond today, boy. This show wasn't gonna be like this. But
but that's what makes you special, bro.
Man, appreciate you, bro. And this the last live show of the week.
Yeah.
So Zach Frazier is the center, of course. So we're gonna be looking at him, and like I said, wrestling background, you can see it in him, right? He's gonna come off the ball. He's gonna have a solid base. He's gonna be a strong dude. I wouldn't say that he's exceptionally powerful like a Powers Johnson or nothing. Like this scoop is nasty, and look at how far he had to scoop. Look at like this. Stop it. 95 is lined up on the outside of the left guard right here, but still takes the angle, scoops, push the left guard, blocks the down guy and the linebacker.
There.
Yes, sir. Fantastic combo. Center right here. Boom. Help guy. Get upfield. Bam. Seal your linebacker here. So just a sound player, and you just need sound players. And there was a lot of the times where Biadasz just simply was not a sound player. So just me smarts right here. Just me looking at Zach Frazier, West Virginia. Hey, he's a player that I can get jiggy with, man.
Yeah, second round, I'll take this all day tomorrow.
Sits down right here. Some pretty good anchor right here on this big ass what's this, Oregon? This big ass human here from that ain't Oregon. I don't know what it is, but it's Baylor probably. Yeah, this big ass human from Baylor just sitting down on him. So if And look, that's some good value for Zach too. If you can get him, in the second round, was his 56. That's a good place to get him. That's a good place to get him. And let's see. Adisa Isaac goes to the Buccaneers. He's a run around the circle guy. Chris Jenkins, who's more of an athletic defensive tackle, still got some of that Michigan stuff in him. Ricky Parasol, I know the name, I haven't watched him. Patrick Paul is not good, so if you go to the Buffaloes, I'm laughing at him. Malachi Corley, seen his name, haven't watched him. Corner Kieran Amagadijie, that's a Nigerian name. He's the Yale kid. He's good, but
Tackle?
Offensive tackle, yes sir, left tackle. When I see you play at Yale, I want to see you beat the shit out the Stony Brook kids.
What's that division called?
You know, I don't know what the name of the division is. Whatever it is.
Ivy League, yeah.
Ivy League, yeah. When you play Brown, I want to see you beat the shit out of Brown. He wins, and he might be the best player in the Ivy League, man, but he don't beat the shit out of him, you know. And San Francisco gets Brandon Dorless, edge from Oregon. I haven't watched him, man. That is all. Shouts out to Connor Livesay for having a mock draft that we can break down and take a look at, man. Woo!
Fantastic stuff, Voch. Fantastic. Can we get some flames in the chat for Voch? I don't think y'all realize what he just did. Just carry this
Salute. This is a little marathon work, man. A little marathon work. That's what we do it for, man. That's what it is, and we're still in February. I'm normally ahead of my normal pace here because
you ahead, brother. I remember.
You fuck with Brian Bros. You got you fuck with Brian Bros. Put some pressure on you, dog. You gotta know. Tell me about this. Tell me about Powers. What's my man was? Powers Eccles from. Tell me about him. He's next year, Brian. Yeah, but tell me about him. I gotta say something, Scott. I gotta know something about him. You know what I mean? Here we go, man.
Hey, Voch. No, you're gonna call. Hey, how you doing, Brian? Hey, Voch, tell me about this kid down there at Central Dauphin East High School. You know, he's about 6'3". Yeah.
I gotta know him, Scott. I gotta know him, man. So, hey, we still got a lot of work to do. It was some names that I wasn't familiar with, but there are also names that I know that didn't show up on this mock draft here. So we're good to go. Good content. Let's get these last two callers in. Let's get them relatively quick because it's 5:43, but I promised y'all. So we don't know y'all. So let's get these calls in pretty quick. 214, what's up? Who this? Hey man, we trying. Hey yo, look, we trying to wrap up the show. Appreciate you. Let's go 540. What's up? Who this?
This is Luther.
What's up, Luther? Big Luther, little Luther. What you got for us, Luther?
What we got? All right, so I want to talk about a guy I seen play in the Senior Bowl.
Yes, sir.
It looked like the best offensive lineman on the field, to be honest with you. His name is Brandon Coleman from TCU. He looks like Tyler Smith. He was dominant. He was just moving guys around.
Word?
Brandon Coleman.
Word?
TCU.
I didn't like Brandon Coleman at all.
You didn't like him at all?
Nah, not really.
All right.
I thought you was gonna say Christian Jones from Texas or Christian Haynes from UConn.
I've got a second round grade on this Coleman kid. I'm not first round.
Okay.
For our first round, I'm still looking at linebackers, man, because I see this mock draft. I see a lot of linebackers are still available even in the second round.
It's your cousin? Yeah. So only two linebackers came off the board and no running backs came off the board in this mock draft. So that's a very interesting mock draft here.
I would take Edwin Cooper in the first round. That's who I'm going with. I think you can get your offensive lineman. I think it's deep enough to get a guy in the second. Sure. I do like that Frazier guy from West Virginia.
Zach Frazier, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I think his name is Liam Eichenberg from Ohio State.
Linebacker, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't think it's Liam, though.
I believe you'll be able to get him in the second.
I don't think it's Liam.
It's not Liam.
No, because Liam played offensive line for somebody. His name something.
Okay.
It's some other
name.
That's
right. I'm thinking of a Notre Dame offensive line.
Notre Dame offensive. Tommy Eichenberg, linebacker from Ohio State.
Yeah, that's right. I believe you can get him in the second round.
You get him later than that. Yeah.
I do like Jared Verse from Florida State. He reminds me a lot of DeMarcus Lawrence.
Sure. Powerful hands. Yeah.
Very violent with his hands.
Yep.
You know.
Mhm.
But I see that Jackson Power Johnson's gone like 3 picks ahead of us, which is, heartbreaking.
Yeah, that'll suck. That'll suck, man. I would cry real tears and throw pins if they take Jackson Power Johnson about 3 picks in front. Yeah, that'll suck.
Yeah.
Yep. That's all you got, Luke?
Go ahead. That's really. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
I mean, that's really all I got. That's.
Yeah.
I did like the Coleman kid from TCU. Not on the one-on-ones. I agree with you. He got beat.
Okay.
But during the game, he was. During the game, he was dominant.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
He winning games.
That's fair. Hey, look. Look. I don't hate it, Luther. You know what I mean? As long as you did the work and did the research, you can have your opinion, man. I love that for you. But second round might be a little too high for me. But hey, if you like it, I love it, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
appreciate you, Luther. Good call, man. Good call.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. On my PFF list, in which I don't use this to rank players. I just use this to know who's being drafted so I can watch my own film. Yeah. They have Brandon Coleman at 191. So that's like what, the 5th round or something? 5th round player. And that kind of would, add up to what I saw. You want to talk about guards. Let's see. Cooper Beebe from Kansas State. I kind of like him a little bit.
I wanted to see him play in that game.
Sure. Christian Mahogany's a good player. I got some Cooper Beebe film, I believe, but we ain't got to do it today. Let's see some other guards. I mean, there's some guys that tackle that you can move and probably end up playing guard. Cedric Van Pran is another one. He's a center at Georgia. I think he's another dude that can end up playing guard. Michigan got 4 offensive linemen that are being drafted this year. So, I mean, they got dudes, So it's some guys that's out there. But hey, if you like them, Brandon Coleman, if you like him, cool. But when I was watching him in the one-on-ones, he was getting whooped up on. But maybe I got to watch more of his game film, and we'll just go from there. All right. Whew, let's get some supers in and let's get up out of here, man. Get some supers in, get up out of here. Supers. Here we go. Shouts out to my boy Christian, man. He put up a highlight from yesterday, man. You gotta have those, man. You gotta have those. Here we go. Jake Jones dropped a 5 and says, new draft scenario. Would you rather have first round Troy Franklin, wide receiver, second round Zach Frazier, or first round Tyler Guyton, second round Cooper from A&M? I'm going with your second one. I don't think Troy Franklin. I think there'll be better players on the board at 24 than Troy Franklin. And I like Zach Frazier in the second round, but Tyler Guyton at 24, if the Cowboys pick him, Cowboys don't miss on first round lineman. But if I can get Edgerrin Cooper in the second round, that's just exciting.
I don't even think he's funny thing. I said, if they take any lineman, I'm down. But I don't think he's the type of lineman they like, honestly.
Guyton?
Mm-hmm. I think you can gather the type that they like when you go look at the history of Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, Travis Frederick, and Tyler Smith. He don't fit that.
They like people with a first name starting with a T.
Well, he's Tyler, so
they like Smiths and they like athletes, man. I don't know, Scott Tyler Guy might be one of the guys, man. And Dro Knows dropped 5 and says Trey Simp Williams to the Washington Commons. Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. For a second round pick, he's a DQ guy. He wants to get rid of DeGarry.
He is a DQ guy. I mean, I talked about him today. It would not shock me if a new defense coordinator came in here and said, "Oh yeah, dude's athletic and everything, but I don't know if he wants it."
Yeah. It's gonna be some change, chat. It's gonna be some change. And Mr. Leota's drop 5 and says, "How does LSU's Charles Turner, the offensive lineman, how far does LSU's Turner climb up? He's my cousin on my dad and uncle side. I don't know my daddy though." All right, Mr. Leo's. Charles Turner can actually play though. I actually like him a little bit. I watched his Senior Bowl film. He had some pretty good days. He had some bad rests, but he did have some pretty solid days. But Charles is probably a day 3 dude or something like that. So if you can get him later down the line, yeah, he's a guard center guy for you. Appreciate you. Here we go. We got to bring a little bit of class and elegance to the show, And look, Marcus Harris might be at work, man. He ain't got a clip for, he might not even have nothing for us, man. But we'll see. I ain't seen him all day. And who am I thinking, man? What am I? Marcus Hardison says, who am I doubting him? At the volume, as me, Will Steele, and this character, whoever it is.
The who?
Whoever it is.
At the Voch Lombardi Live.
Cooper DeJean. At Voch Lombardi Live. It's me, Will Steele, and Cooper DeJean here.
You mean you, me, and that?
Cooper DeJean. Men of genius are admired. Men of wealth are envied. Men of power are feared. But only men of character are trusted. Come on, Sky. Hey, Sky, come on, man. See, men of genius are admired, as to where men of wealth are envied.
Mm-hmm.
See, men of power are feared, Sky, but only men of character are trusted. Describes my brothers Voch and Sky in a nutshell. Top guy in the business. Salute to you, brother Marcus Harrison. Hold this L for me, why don't you? Line sleep outside. UNLV, Young Pimp, Young Gold, Young Lion, sir.
Top guy in the business. That's a wrestling term.
Hey, we've been put over many times, guys.
Yeah.
Did you hear that pop when the theme song comes on?
Oh man, we gotta get a theme song, bro.
Turn my music on, Scott. Turn my volume.
Yeah, we gotta stop playing. Whenever we do decide to do what we talked about doing, 100% a theme song. I'm gonna incorporate some wrestling into it. I'm sorry, bro. It's just happening.
We got to orchestrate a video or something. You know what I'm saying? Like if we do a round table live show or something, y'all will be up there talking, and then my theme song come on, and like maybe I run down the ramp and start fighting laws. Like, that's some shit. You know what I mean?
I still want to do the that's just me tapping into my promotion day, but I do want to do a live show with the round table. Hey, go rent out a spot. Me, you, Koye Foots, Law.
Yes, sir.
Hey, come through, watch, man. That joint be dope.
Crazy, man. Crazy, man. But we'll cross that road whenever we get there, man. It'll be a fun time. But we'll see. Maybe there'll be some chinchilla blankets there. I don't know. My chat know what that means. Love y'all so much. Snug as a bug in the rug, dog. Love y'all to pieces, man. Appreciate y'all for being here. Follow the volume on all these pages. Shouts out to DraftKings and all that. A super betted the Super Bowl. Promo code Voch. All right. Shouts out to my man's Will Steele. Check him out at Skywalker Steele on Twitter, STEELE. And check him out on A to Z Dallas, 8:30 to 10:30 every morning, Monday through Friday. Now, Sky, you still have a Koye on Wednesdays? So what's going on?
Nah, not yet, but I think I'm about to trying to wait to get this defense coordinator situation, because then I want to bring him on and talk about the defensive coordinator that was hired.
Sure.
He putting in that work right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. And patting on C. Walker on Thursdays, even throughout the offseason.
That is a thing, yeah. That is like a contractual thing, yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay. Fantastic. And me and Brian brought us on Friday. Yeah, we doing this, guy. We doing this.
Top guys in the business. That's what they say, you know.
You know what I'm saying? We just the corner boys in the corner office. You know what I mean? Hey, and that's all I got for y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all to pieces. Like I said, in the off season setup, we're gonna do live shows on Mondays and Tuesdays, and of course, in case of breaking news, we'll have our impromptu joints. But we're gonna be dropping film on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and like I said, we're gonna run with Brian Bros. Brian Bros is gonna wake up super early West Coast time to come kick it with us on Friday, and that's just
he is in Vegas, so that's.
It's madness, Scott. You know,
bro. He came on the morning show last off season when he was at camp, and I kept thanking him like, "Look, you ain't had to, because it's like 6 o'clock over there when you wake up for my morning show." So, hey
man, Brian love us, dog.
Oh shit, the Shaq. My bad. He draft season Shaq now. He ain't fuck Kirk Cousins Shaq no more. So
yeah. Shouts out to now. Shaq said he had the job and corporates walking around. So I don't know why he's still listening, but maybe when we go live next week, we'll have time to ask Shaq about Mike Zimmer and what he
sounds
thinks.
Good.
Maybe a call in. All right, y'all hold down with a dose of Walls and a piece of whiskey. Till next time, volume.
It's one of ones, man. For different reasons, though.
We just ran down the mock traffic. There's 4 people on it.
Telling you, man.